Hey everybody! Oh, I'm the MoeChicken. How y'all doing? Been a little while. It feels like it's been a very long time for me. Let me make sure my voice is coming across well. Let's see. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So since last week, a lot of stuff has happened. Probably the most significant of which is I caught the COVID. So that was fun. I got COVID-19, and fortunately for me, it was not a very extreme case. Actually, it was so unextreme, non-extreme that my doctor was like, "No, I don't think you have COVID." Based on what you're saying, you seem like you're doing better than if you had COVID. So yeah, I've been pretty lucky in that regard, and I'm mostly on the up and up now, but if my voice sounds strange, that is why. But we are going to be back on Final Fantasy II. I actually want to come back on Tuesday, but that was the day that I actually tested positive, so I was like, yeah, maybe not today. Anyway, let's play FF2. Here we go. Bleh. Now, if I remember correctly, in the last stream, I was kind of out of it, I think, and we didn't get very far in here. This is the Doppelganger dungeon. So we are still, I believe, on our way to get the, yeah, we have the black mask and we have the white mask, and we are on our way to the bottom of this dungeon, I think, to get the crystal rod, if I remember correctly. Oh, something's happening. Go away. My TV's displaying things, and I don't know why. Stop. Stop, TV. Stop. But, stop. No. Go away. Exit. It's really weird. It just kind of, like, popped up some information for some reason. Oh, and there's a car alarm going off inside my building. That's fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the apartment complex that I live at, they've been doing all kinds of like, I guess, fall cleaning and like renovations recently. And so there's been like crews working every day outside on something. Like cutting down a tree, or just cleaning up the outside, or fixing the roof, or whatever. It's just like every day there's been some sort of construction going on. It's been a bit tiring, considering I'm trying to recover from a major virus. But whatever, it's fine. Oh yeah, run away from me, cockatrices. Y'all need to stick around. It's fine. I don't want to hurt y'all. You just run away from us if you want to. That's fine with me. Except for you. We're gonna kill you because you stuck around. You were the brave one, and therefore you get to die. That's a macabre thing to say, isn't it? You know, whenever I hear a car alarm go off for a long time like this... Okay, it stopped. I always worry that... No, it's going again. It stopped and then started again? Anyway. What I was gonna say is, whenever I hear car alarms start to do that, I always worry, is it my car? Like, there's a part of my brain that's always like, is it my car, though? Because I don't know. I don't know why my car alarm would be going off. But I always am sort of like, am I the jerk? Do I need to go check? Not like I've driven my car much this week. I think the only time I left the house was just to go to the doctor's office. It's been a while since I've actually been sick too, so it was especially upsetting to find out that it was the coronavirus. But what you gonna do? I'm pretty sure I caught it on that trip I had to go on last week. I think oh, okay, bye. Everyone's running away from us now. I guess we're scary. Yeah, I went on that trip to Albuquerque, and it was good. The trip was good, but I'm pretty sure that's where I caught this. I don't even remember, man. I don't remember anything about the last time I played this. Last time I streamed was when I streamed Bubsy, And Bubsy completely obliterated all thought from my mind. That's what Bubsy does. He obliterates all thought from your mind. And that was actually really fun. And thank you for everybody that came out to check that out. You know, I always worry that when I play a game that I know is kind of like, oh, nobody likes this game, that nobody's gonna show up. You know, nobody's gonna care. But I actually had people come out and watch me play Bubsy. That was exciting. I think Bubsy's a fun game. I still say it. Been years. I still say Bubsy's a fun game. How y'all doing? How was your week, Ben? I hope that you did not catch COVID. I hope that you did not catch COVID and that you had a wonderful week. People out there watching this stream. Because yeah, other than that, I had a pretty good week. It helps that the people I work with are very like sensitive to it. Although, also forgive me, I'm going to be drinking because I'm supposed to take lots and lots and lots of fluids. This was kind of a kick in the teeth kind of moment that I found out about today. So the place that I work at has been very good throughout the entire coronavirus situation. Like, they've been very good about being sensitive to employees' needs and giving you time off and like letting you work from home and all this, that, and the other. And so when I got it, my boss was like, "Oh, I think you have to report that. I think you have to report that you got it, but then they will give you X number of hours of time off." Oh, what's the encounter? What do we got? Oh, this is a strange encounter for a room. What are the red ones? The red ones ice? I think the red ones were ice. You report it, but then you can, then they'll give you some time off. And so I got in touch with our HR department, and I, went through the whole process of reporting it and stuff like that. And at the end, I was sort of like, so my boss was telling me that there's like a program where I can get some time off to recover. And the woman was like, "Oh, I have really bad news for you. We just ended that policy on Monday." This Monday was the last day they honored that policy. Oh, it's not ice. Okay, what, are they bolt then? And she's like, "I'm sorry, it starts the day you tested." I was like, "Well, I started feeling bad on Sunday." She's like, "Yeah, but it starts the day that you tested positive." I was like, doggone it, man. Absolutely perfect timing to ruin everything. Thanks, COVID. Hey, I can't complain. Again, I know that a lot of people had a much worse time than I have. Actually, one of the other people on the same trip caught it as well, and he has had a much worse time than I have. So, I am grateful that I am in as good of condition as I am. I'm grateful that I can even stream tonight. Oh, because for me, I was mostly just, mostly sore throat. And from what my mom was telling me, because, like, now everyone in my family has caught it. Most of my family caught it at the same time. They caught it from each other. And I wasn't there when they were all having a good time catching COVID from each other. Again, I feel bad making jokes about it because I know how big of a deal it is. I'm not trying to make light of anyone who's had a rough time or anything like that. I'm just... There's a part of myself that whenever something bad happens, I can't help but kind of like make jabs at myself, like self-deprecating humor. It's what my brain immediately goes to. So please understand that if I'm making light of something, it's only because I'm upset, I guess. Sounds strange. If I'm making light about something, you can be guaranteed that I'm unhappy about it. Anyway, I only had the sore throat, and what my mom was telling me was that was all she had too. She said it was weird. Like my dad got he had fever, and he got really like he had the weakness part of it. And I don't know what my sisters had, or my nephews, or my brothers-in-law, but Tish. yeah, my mom was just like, all I got was a sore throat. And it lasted for a few days. And that was it. And so far, that's pretty much all I've gotten. I was a little feverish the first 2 nights, and beyond that, it was just sort of like, no, my throat's sore, but otherwise I'm okay. It's weird to think that people can react so differently to the same, like, ailment, but I guess that just goes into how so many viruses mutate so rapidly. Anyway, enough about viruses. I don't need to talk about that anymore. People get enough talk about that. But yeah. It was a good trip, though. I'm glad I got to go on the trip, although at the same time, I don't think we were supposed to be going to another place next week. It won't have been enough time for me to quarantine, so I'm gonna have to miss that one, but c'est la vie. There are worse things in the world. Oh, this is actually one of the worst things in the world. One of the worst things in the world is the fact that I was supposed to go up to my sister's house for Halloween on Saturday. Guess we can't do that anymore. I got like I got a Halloween costume and everything, and now I can't use it. Oh, that's right. Let me tell you about that. I had a great time going to a Renaissance festival. This is like the one kind of like positive about my Halloween costume experience. I got to go to a Renaissance festival and wear my Halloween costume, because my Halloween costume was Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride, and it was so much fun being there in costume. This was the first time I'd ever gone to a Renaissance festival in costume. Like, I'd been to a Ren Fair before, but I never actually bothered to dress up. And so I went with a friend, actually a group of friends. I didn't realize everybody was going to be in costume, but as it turned out, everyone was in costume. And it's just like, you feel so much more connected to the setting and like to everyone around you when you're, also dressed up in like a costume. You just feel cooler. Like, I remember when I went there without a costume, it was like, I felt, it felt in my mind like I was pretending I was too cool to hang out with everybody else. Doesn't that sound weird? Like, I felt excluded. I felt like I was excluding myself. Like, I had chosen to exclude myself by not coming in costume. And sure enough, I felt excluded. By design, I felt excluded. Yeah, it was so much fun. And I mean, it's not like my costume was really complicated. Like, oh boy, you should have seen some of the costumes these people came up with. Absolutely amazing stuff. Lots of really cool costumes. I got to see, like, not an actual... What do you want, phone? What phone? Oh. I don't get why Twitch does that. Twitch always insists on letting me know I'm streaming when I'm streaming. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm doing that right now. I am fully aware that I am sitting here streaming. Thank you for letting me know. Very strange. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, that's right. There's that place, but how do I get over there? I think you go underneath something, but where? What was I talking about? I know I was talking about the Ren Fair. I feel like I was about to make a point. Oh, I got to see a joust, which was exciting. I had never seen a joust before, so I got to see a joust. And I got to cheer for Prince Miguel of Portugal, who was like the visiting royal emissary who had come to the what do they call that? The Field of Honor, something like that. I think there's some term for what a jousting arena is supposed to be like. Oh, excuse me. Probably gonna be a lot of that. Sorry. But what was funny about it too is that at one point he was like, "I'm fighting for my people," And I was like, hooray! Apparently, I'm part of Portugal now. Very silly. But it was a good time. It was a good time. And, yeah. I'm trying to think what else was good. Sorry. While we were there, me and the friend that I came with, we were both like, I want to get a sword. We both wanted to get swords while we were there because we had both been to a Renaissance fair before, not bought swords, and then afterward regretted not buying swords. So we're like, no, this time we're gonna waste some money on swords. This time we're gonna make bad decisions and buy swords for ourselves. And in particular, I wanted to get a fencing rapier to go with my Inigo Montoya costume, because while I have actually a couple of swords, they're mostly like broadsword, short sword, like wide-bladed swords. I didn't have anything that would really match like a duelist costume, and I didn't want to buy something cheap, so I was gonna just see what I could find. And my friend, unfortunately, my friend is very particular about what he likes. So he's very much and I'll know it when I see it mindset to a lot of things that he likes. So if there's there's one point in time where he was shopping for new glasses, and he's like, I know in my head what I want, and I can describe it to you, but I can't, I'm gonna have to make the final call myself. I just have to go to places and find it. And it was the sort of the same thing with this sword situation. He's like, I can't tell you exactly what I'm looking for because I don't know yet. I just have a lot of collective thoughts about what it should be like, and I can't put those in words necessarily, but I will know it when I see it. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just go to all the shops. And as it turned out, I was actually instrumental in helping him find the weapon he was looking for, which made me feel very proud. Because we were at... Oh, that's what it is. All right, I figured it out. Flame spear. I can't even use that. Boo. Boo, though. Nah. That wasn't me clearing my throat. That was a grunt of rage. That was a frustrated grunt. Sorry, it actually wasn't me clearing my throat. Yeah, we were at one shop, and he was kind of looking around. He had seen some blades that he thought were kind of interesting, but he was like, I don't know. And then on the wall, I saw this one. If you know what like a basket or a guard hilt is, it's kind of like if you imagine a sword's handle, and if you've ever seen something that has like a kind of a metal covering that goes over, not like a crossbar, but like I'm gesturing with my hand, which of course you can't see. Not a crossbar, but actually like a full enclosure that goes around the hand. And oftentimes they're kind of it's not like a solid piece, it's like a kind of braided metal, so to speak. That I think is called a basket hilt, and or maybe a basket guard. And this sword had one of those, but it was an octopus. It was ornately shaped like an octopus. And as it turns out, my friend has a particular affinity for octopi. He just he likes octopi. So I was like, hey, check it out. Look at that one. And it was the one that he wanted, and he bought it. He knew it when he saw it, and he saw that octopus, and he was like, yep, I like octopi. That's my sword. So, yeah, it felt very good to be able to help out in that regard. And then I was able to eventually find a rapier for myself. And I also found a leather-covered buckler, which is something else I wanted, because I have a shield, like a wooden shield that the same friend who has provided most of my armory, he made it long time ago in undergraduate college, and he was just sort of like, "You want this? I'm gonna throw it out otherwise." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, sure. Custom made shield, you got it. I'll take that off your hands." And I mean, truth be told, it's he mentioned he said as much. It was something he didn't finish. He was like, I started it, I made it functional, but I wanted to add more to it and never got around to it. So you can take it if you want and fix it up or whatever. And I haven't bothered to do that, but I mean, it's what you expect out of a shield, but it is like super big. It's like big and heavy, and so I've always kind of wanted like a lighter weight shield. So I spent unnecessary amounts of money. I won't get into how much, but suffice it to say it was multiple hundreds of dollars. But it was good though. It was good. It was a good time. It was a good time except for the fact that Sunday was the day that I first started getting my symptoms, which meant that I was suffering from like a terrible sore throat like all day. And I just assumed that I was like, whatever, you know, I just got back from my trip. Maybe I'm just, you know, sniffly or something. You know, not a big deal. Never would have guessed it was COVID. Actually, no. Scratch that. I did guess it was COVID. Before, like, so like the Renaissance Fair was closer to the friend's, like, I said I went with a friend. It was closer to his house than my house. So I was going to be driving up there, picking him up, and we were going to go. And on Sunday morning, I was like, uh-oh, okay, well, just in case, let me go to CVS before I head up there. Just pick up one of those, you know, those little quick COVID test thingies and just make sure, because I didn't want to expose my friend to COVID if I had it. Oh, bye, Mobile. He's just like, peace out, y'all. I got other things to do. And so I stopped by. I did the test. Came back negative. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm safe. We can go. So yeah, I'm really hoping I didn't give my friend COVID. I told him about it immediately. Like, as soon as I found out that I had it, I was like, you might need to get tested as well. And he said he doesn't have... I haven't heard anything from him about any sort of, like, adverse situations. So I'm... You know, fingers crossed I'm not a multiple person vector in this instance, but... Yeah, it's not fun getting sick. It ain't fun. It ain't fun, but thank my lucky stars that it ain't worse. I'm getting over it pretty well so far. Be safe, everybody. Be safe with illnesses. Anyway. So that's that. What else is going on? I've had some modest amount of success regarding my 3D printing recently. It was fun. There was a period of time recently where I thought I was just going to have to throw the thing away. Because, like, nothing I was doing was ever going to get... Like, none of the prints I was printing were coming out right. And I was just like, I guess it just doesn't work, and I have to throw it away. You know? Because I was like, I don't know what else to do about it. I brought it to the repair shop, and they said there's nothing wrong with it, but it never worked. I was just like, I don't know. I guess I'll just have them recycle it or something, because I can't use it. But I started printing at a much lower temperature, and it started improving. And now what I think might be wrong is that the extruder fans might be blown out. So if you know anything about 3D printing, let me explain things. If you don't know anything about 3D printing, allow me to explain. These the fire ones? These are the fire ones, I think. Yeah. Are these the fire ones? I don't know. Holy works on all of them. Just keep using Holy. Yeah, so 3D printer, I've explained it before. It's got like a little head that is like a hot glue gun that just kind of moves around and prints things. Well, in order to manage the temperature of that extruder head, they've got little fans attached. Well, in the process of I got smarter, and Ed got more soulful Ed. In the process of my trying to, go through all these things, I've had to actually sort of take it apart a couple of times. And what I'm concerned about is that perhaps in my blundering my way through this whole situation, I've actually damaged or incorrectly reconstructed the extruder such that the heads aren't actually cooling anymore. Because the problem I'm having is that, like, since I've started printing at a cooler temperature, which is, by the way, like lower than it is listed on the actual filament. Like the filament, I think, says to print at like 210, something like that, and I'm printing it at like, I think 200 right now. And since I've started doing that, things have been improving, but any any section that is like a thin ascending element, you could say, like imagine like a cone pointing upward. As it gets closer to the top, it starts to look more and more like melted, like a wax candle melting. And I've looked online, and most of the sites say that that's a sign that you're printing at too high a temperature, which doesn't make sense to me because it's, again, I'm printing at a lower temperature than I'm supposed to. So and the other thing that makes me think the fan might be the issue is that I just haven't seen them turning in a long time. I just assumed I was always looking at a time when they weren't turning, but yeah, I haven't actually seen them move in quite some time. So now I'm wondering if they're just busted. So, I want to bring them to the shop, but of course I can't do that right now because I am a vector. I am a virus vector right now. Oh, they're not bolt. Okay, well, everybody wastes their time. Oops. So are these the guys that are fire then? Because the yellow ones are ice. Are you guys fire? Just cast aura on yourself. Just randomly cast other magic. Holy, I guess. Curse them! Curse you! Shakes fist. Yeah, get those auras. Awesome. So cool. Yeah, they're fire. Okay. Didn't remember that. Clearly. Oh, that car alarm's going off again. Do you ever, like, make up tunes to car alarms? That's like the stupidest thing to say, I imagine, but like whenever I'm in a situation where there's like a beep and it's like I hate it. Like there's like a constant beeping and I'm like, oh, shut up beeping. I will often like use the beep to like start making a song. Like it'll be like burp, 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 and I'm like burp, burp. I'll just start making a song out of it as a means to like deal with the fact that it's frustrating. I don't know. Anybody else do that? It sounds really stupid when I say it out loud, but whatever. It's dumb, but it's something to do when you're in a situation where you can't avoid it. Actually, apparently, I haven't actually played the game myself, so I don't know about it, but from what I've heard, the game Axiom Verge, which was like a exploration platformer game. Oh, here we go. Wonderful. Kind of did a little bit of a like a minor change to the concept of like low health beeping. by making it integrate itself with the background music. I've only kind of heard this secondhand, so I can't really say for sure, but if that's the case, that's actually a pretty cool way to do it. Like, in other words, when you first take enough damage to render yourself in sort of low health, it'll start beeping like most games do. But then as it like as time passes and you haven't healed yourself yet, the beep will start to like add like a new section to the music or something. I don't know. It sounds cool, but I have no idea how it works because I haven't actually encountered it myself. Why am I talking about it? I don't know. To talk. Because it's been a while since I've streamed and I'm like, I'm gonna talk a lot. Yabba 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 yabba. Yabba dabba doo. Philly McGee. Car alarm's still going off. Well, how do I get up there? Okay, do I just walk? Yep, I just walk through a wall. What the heck? Oh, an ice bow. Okay. Ed, you still use a bow. Is a flame bow better than an ice bow? I don't really know. Let's put this down here. But alright, flame bow 66. Ice bow 80. Yep, it's better. Okay. Why don't you take this ice bow, sir? It is sort of funny how in this particular playthrough, I really haven't used bows as much as I normally do. Because usually when I play this game, I will let my back row characters like use their bows more often. Maybe I should start doing that. I mean, my characters are doing pretty well in terms of their HP and stuff. I might just kind of let them start helping out. But yeah, I actually haven't used my bows as much. This one. Anyway. Ooh. In other news, I've started playing the Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda Parallel Worlds. It's a Legend of Zelda Link to the Past ROM hack that is pretty much almost its own game, honestly. Like, so much is like altered and changed. Like, it's got an entirely unique overworld for both like a light and dark world that are completely different. It uses like its own sprites for a lot of things. Like, a lot of the sprites have been changed to reflect like their different storyline, and it's honestly very impressive visually. And if you've heard anything about the game, you probably know where I'm going with this. It has some problems in terms of gameplay. And I'm not going to say that I think the game is terrible, because I don't. I don't honestly think it's terrible. What it reminds me of, something I've talked about in the past, is the same sort of video game tragedy that I get from Chrono Cross. So Chrono Cross, in my mind, is a game that had so much raw potential that was entirely wasted due to a few generally bad decisions. That's sort of how I feel about this game, is that it could have been pretty impressive. But because of some simple decisions that they... What? Yeah. Why didn't that let me do it the first time? Because of a few, like, you know, relatively minor decisions they made early on, or in the game, it just kind of turned into a mess. It turned into a game that's... It's only fun if you are determined to beat it, I think. Like, I would say... Okay, so let me back up a little bit. And truth be told, part of the reason I'm playing it is because I was trying to decide if I wanted to play it on my channel. In which case, I would probably stream it rather than playing it on the regular channel, just because I think it would take too long on the regular channel. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so it really just kind of comes down to whether or not I actually managed to beat it. Right now, I'm in the not the dark world, the icy world, I guess is the best way to put it. The second world. But one of the major flaws in the game is right up front. And this is a place where it sort of depends on what version of the game you're playing, because there are multiple versions. The version that I've been playing is, I think, the oldest stable version. And so I can only kind of talk to that one, but from what I have heard, a lot of these problems that I'm going to be describing were kind of like fixed later on. Anyway, so right at the beginning of the game, they have a section where you're supposed to break into a guardhouse, like the castle guardhouse, which is where Zelda is being kept as a political prisoner, basically, because the evil King Dragor, which is totally a real name, is, you know, catching them women and keeping them in dungeons so that he can learn the secrets of the parallel tower, which is, I guess, important. He wants it for some reason. And so you're supposed to go bust her out. Which is, you know, again, reminiscent of the original game. Original Link to the Past. Thing is, though, they made a point of extending the length of the part of the game where you don't have a sword. Like, you remember in original Link to the Past, you're only without a sword until you find your uncle collapsed in, like, you know, that path leading in from the garden area. Which honestly means that he really didn't make it very far. Like, basically what that means is that he figured out to sneak into he snuck into the garden passageway, and then, well, I guess was attacked by rats and collapsed. You know, it's like, what did this to you, uncle? How did this happen to you in this, like, room where there are no monsters? There's nothing here. Unless maybe the idea is that since that passageway actually leads into the main courtyard, maybe the guards, like, beat him up and threw him down there? That's the only other explanation I can give, other than that just he's horrendously incompetent and got beat up by rats or something. Anyway, yeah, so in the original game, you're only without your sword for like a couple of minutes of gameplay, and then you get your sword and you're playing a Zelda game. It's like the original Legend of Zelda, where you just walk into a cave and then you can, you know, get started. In this one, they're like, nah, brah. First several hours of the game, no sword. No sword. You don't get to use a sword. You're gonna have to go through multiple caves, an entire dungeon with no sword, or any way to defend yourself except throwing pots. That sort of underlines a major one other thing, and this is something that I found out was fixed in later versions. You can't save your game until you get your sword. So unless you actually go through all of that and get the sword, you have to start from square one every time. It is tremendously cruel, and I would not be surprised if it turns away most of the audience. You know, it's like again, the only reason I wanted to play it, I guess I didn't explain it. The only reason I wanted to play it, or thought to give it another shot, because I'd tried it before, but the only reason I thought to give it another shot was I've been watching a bunch of Space Hamster videos recently. Jeff videos. Excellent work Jeff does. And he did 2 videos about Zelda ROM hacks. One was just a general, like, Zelda bootlegs and ROM hacks video, and then another one was an entire video about Legend of Zelda Parallel Worlds. And after watching those, I'm like, you know, I never did really get very far in that. I should give those another shot. And that game, not those. And so I was, you know, thought I'd give it another try. But I think that, like, if I didn't have any sort of investment in trying to see the end of it, I probably would have stopped. Because, I mean, why bother? It's just frustrating. And here's another thing that's frustrating. Remember how I mentioned you don't have the means to fight back? There's a part in the game, in that first dungeon, where you have to defeat okay, so I'm kind of jumping around right now. In A Link to the Past, when you go down to save Zelda from the Kingdom dungeon, or the castle dungeon, it is the Kingdom as well, but it's the castle dungeon. There's that guy that in like the gray armor that like has a ball and chain. He kind of swings it around. And he tries to throw it at you. That guy. You have to defeat one of those in this dungeon. Where did I come from? Uh-oh. I'm kind of losing track of where I'm at. I blame the COVID. Certainly not because I'm forgetful. It's because I blame the COVID. What was that? Now I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, okay, those guys. Ball and chain guys, yes. You have to fight one of those guys. You don't have a sword. All you can use are pots. And guess what? He doesn't actually have enough pots in the room for you to defeat him, which means you have to have at least one bomb. At least one bomb to beat him. And guess what? There are no bombs in the entire first dungeon. So you have to BYOB, bring your own bomb to kill this dude, or you cannot finish the stage. And guess what? Guess what happened to your boy Mo here? I didn't know that. I had been using bombs to protect myself from other dudes in the dungeon. And then when I got to this dude with his ball and chain, I was like, oh, okay, he's got some pots. I'll throw those at him. And then he took 2 pots to the face, and he's just like, what? And I'm like, I got nothing. I can't do anything to this guy. I have no offense. I have a lantern and a room full of empty pot, or a room emptied of pots. I have lots of fragments of earthenware on the floor. This man has a large metal ball and a chain that he's ready to cave my face in with. And so I had to reset the game. I had to just give up. Because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't leave the guardhouse to get bombs. And because in order to get to the guardhouse, you have to fall down a pit. So I couldn't leave. And I couldn't beat the boss. So I just had to give up. That is a prime example of what's wrong with this game. For all of the beautiful set dressing, the extreme effort they went to make the environments interesting and varied and like cool, they couldn't come up with dungeons. Oh wait, this is the wrong way. Go back. And it's just so frustrating. And like now I've been playing long enough. I now have the I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm in the second world. And I'm trying to find. It also seems to have an obsession with Ocarina of Time. Everything is named after Ocarina. Everything is a direct reference to Ocarina of Time. Like the Icy World dungeons, they're all like, it's like Rudo's castle, Darunia's cave, Sheik's hidden palace, stuff like that. Also, what's funny is that a lot of them are misspelled. So go figure. I guess they're kind of a fan. But what was I saying? How do I get up there? Probably another hidden passageway. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, so I'm in like the second world, and I've gone through a couple of dungeons. It seems as though the designers of the game kind of decided on like one theme for every dungeon, and that's not bad in concept, you know, to be like, okay, this is the theme of this dungeon, we're going to iterate on it, we're just going to, you know, do a lot of different goes on this same concept. That's a pretty common thing in video game design. The problem is, it seems as though, for the most part, the designers of this game didn't really iterate. They just kept presenting the same thing. And what that thing usually is spikes, fireballs, and that, like, floating tile puzzle. Or the floating tile monster, the one that was, like, the tiles, like, start spinning and they, like, fly at you, that thing. That's, like, every room. Spikes, fireballs, and those things. And it's just so frustrating. I want to like it. I want to say that this game is good. But I can't. I can't agree to it. It's like I keep trying to play. Like I play it and I'm like, I'm on the world map. I'm like, oh, this game is so beautiful. It's like, look at all the work that they put into making this overworld awesome. And then I get to the dungeon and it's like, nope, spikes, fireballs, more spikes. That's why I say it's like a tragedy. Is because it's like, I know this could have been a contender. You know, it could have been something really great. But nope, spikes and fireballs and tiles. So maybe you'll see it eventually. Maybe you'll see it on here eventually. I don't know. I actually ordered a reproduction card of it. And what's actually funny? No, let me back up a little bit. So the first night that I started playing it, I think was like Tuesday, which was when I knew I had COVID. I was like, okay, I want to do something. I want to play a game. And I didn't want to play Genshin because I knew I would just get sucked into it and just grind for hours. Like, I want to play something that's like something, like something that has substance, please. And so I sat down to play it, and on the kind of like the power pack thing that I have that allows me to play like put games on an SD card and then play them on a Super Nintendo. You can't see, like, if the title to the game, or like the title to the file is too long, it just kind of cuts off the end of it. And I'm one of those people that likes to have like the full file name. Like, I don't like shorten things. Like, if I'm going to be playing A Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, it's A Legend of Zelda, or The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the entire name. So in practice, what I see is A Legend of Zelda, and then just cuts off. And so I knew that this was a ROM hack, and I figured it was probably Parallel Worlds. But I had a couple of ROM hacks in there, so I'm like, I think this is Parallel Worlds, and I'll just try it. And when I started it up, it, said Parallel Worlds. So I was like, okay, this is the right one. And I played it for a little while, and as I was playing, I'm like, man, the complaints about this game are kind of overblown. This really isn't that bad. And I was like feeling really good about myself. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm like a Zelda professional up in here. Maybe I'm super good at this. I was like feeling all confident about myself and stuff like that. And then I got to a part that Jeff directly referenced in his video, where you have to like cross an invisible bridge, and the way you're supposed to figure it out is by like placing bombs on the ground. And if the bomb falls, you know that there's no bridge there, but if the bomb stays, there is a bridge there. That wasn't in the game. And I'm like, oh, okay, what was this now? Why is that puzzle not in the game? And so then I looked it up and I was like, oh, there's a remodel of the game that makes it more playable. So if you're interested in playing Parallel Worlds, apparently there is an altered version which takes out a lot of the nonsense, i.e. spikes, fireballs, and tile puzzles, and replaces it with gameplay. And yeah, like as I was playing, I'm like, I gotta play the original, don't I? This is so much more fun, but I feel like I should play the original rather than the altered version. Like, I can play the altered version afterward. What do you want, phone? Why are you making noise at me? What? Okay, shut up. Shut up, phone. It was like, I gotta play the original. I can't play the altered version. Because that's basically what I did with Battle Kid. And I've talked about that before too, about like how I had so much more fun with Battle Kid playing it on easy than I would have had playing it like starting on normal. And I was like, I really had so much more fun playing this in this like altered, improved version, frankly, than I have playing in the actual game. So, Remodel, which is what that one's called, Legend of Zelda Parallel Worlds Remodel. That one's good. I can recommend that. I was like having fun with that. Oh, here's another prime example of what I don't like about the original Parallel Worlds. And this is on me to some degree. One of these things is on me. One of these things is on me. Parallel Worlds is a ROM hack. It's made back in a time when, if you were playing a ROM hack, you were in all likelihood playing it on an emulator. And just about every emulator out there has save states. So it is reasonable to assume that, at the point of this game's creation, that your audience would have save states. But what I would say is that that is not an excuse to assume that they have to use them and to make your game accordingly. Like, in that same video that Jeff made about the Zelda ROM hacks, he mentions one other ROM hack. I think it was like Ash versus the Deadites or something. You play as like Bruce Campbell's character Ash from Evil Dead, as Link. Okay. Anyway, apparently in that particular ROM hack, they actually recommended you use save states because it was like glitchy and full of things that would kill you. It's like, this game's absolutely full of death traps, so just save state before you do anything dangerous. It's like, that's not a good game design. Well, okay, I say it's not good game design, but that's also me. Like, I personally don't think that games like I Want to Be the Guy, that sort of like trial and error gameplay, is good game design, but clearly some people do. So, again, maybe that's on me. But I personally feel like if you're going to make a game, you got to give your audience time to recover. Like, you got to give your audience the ability to, like, come back from that a little bit. And I wouldn't say that Parallel Worlds is so bad that you can't recover. You know, it's not that bad, but I'm still pretty pissed about that pot, like throwing the pot at the guy thing. I'm so frustrated that, like, because I had been playing for hours at that point. I had been playing for a really, really long time at the point that happened. And then I found out that it's like, nope, sorry, bro, you got a game over because you used too many bombs. We didn't tell you you couldn't use bombs, but you can't, so you got a game over. I was frustrated. I was very upset about that. So that's complaint number one. That's thing number one I was going to point out. Thing number two, and is sort of like a two-part thing. There are things in the game that are dependent on external information to accomplish. This is something that I always hate when a game does. And you saw it a lot on Nintendo games. Like, not games made by Nintendo, I mean games for the NES. Like older games. Where they would usually put it in the manual. But situations where, you know, you as the player were somehow expected to have information that wasn't included in the game. And in Parallel Worlds, one of the most frustrating pieces of information that's not included in the game is the way to get through the Lost Woods. It's just not in the game. And the game tells you that. The game's like, to get to the Lost Woods, you need information that we're not going to give you, or something like that. Like one person's like, up ahead of the Lost Woods, I hear that the explanation on how to get through isn't stored anywhere in the game. And from what I can understand, based on what people have said online, that's true. It's just not in the game. So how were you supposed? It's a 5-direction input. So you have three non-exclusive choices. 5 inputs. How many iterations is that? Is that as simple as 15, or is that more than that? I think it's more than that, right? Suffice to say, though, it's not something that you would really want to, like, sit down and work out, I think. It's just... I just hate the idea that... And it's critical. You have to do it to beat the game. You do have to get through the Lost Woods to finish the game. Making matters worse, even once you get through the Lost Woods, you then have to go through another dungeon afterward. Well, okay, dungeon's extreme. It's actually just a room. It's a room called the Hall of Pain. So named because in order to get through it, you have to bomb jump. Now, if you don't know what bomb jumping is, in Link to the Past, there's a... no, it's not a speedrunner tactic, but it's like a exploit, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. Where if you place a bomb and stand in the explosion, Link will be kind of thrown back, and you can actually use it to jump a gap. So, like, you can, if there's like a pit behind you and you place a bomb in front of yourself, you can actually blast yourself backwards over the pit onto the land. And so this, I mean, you take damage, of course, but you do wind up on the other side. This entire room is structured around doing that. So you're battling against how much health you have, because you can't get your health back. You have to have enough health and enough bombs to get yourself from one side of the room to the other in the dark. No fireballs this time, nor are there spikes, which is nice. That's very generous of them to not include fireballs and spikes in this particular room. But yeah, you have to get across the room. You have to, well, first of all, I guess you could say you have to figure out where the things you want are, because again, it's in the dark, you can't see them. Then you have to blast yourself across the room to get there without dying or falling, because if you fall, you go back to the entrance. It's a prime example of just like, if this is critical to beat the game, why are you making it so hard? So anyway, Lost Woods, frustrating. Other thing that's frustrating, in this game, they have 2 big keys. They've got a... Hang on a second. Talking a lot. Gotta make sure I keep drinking fluids. They have the standard big key that gets you through big key doors. And then they also have a treasure big key, which allows you to open the big treasure chest. Which is not in theory a bad idea. I mean, it's a little bit more busy work to find both of them, but it kind of makes you excited when you find like the big treasure chest key. You're like, oh, awesome! As soon as I find that big treasure chest, I can get myself a new toy to play with, which is very exciting in this game because you want any advantage you can get. What was I saying? As you might expect, each major dungeon has a big treasure and a corresponding big treasure chest key. So, in that extremely frustrating first dungeon that you have to go through mostly without a sword, you find the big treasure chest pretty early on. It's in like a cellar where you have to go to get like a regular sized key, and you also see like the big treasure key, and like any Link to the Past players like, oh, okay, I'll come back here and have the big key. And you go through the whole dungeon, you rescue Zelda, or you get your sword, you rescue Zelda. Presumably you also rescue your uncle, because you find him in there, he gives you the sword, and then just vanishes. So I guess he got out okay, or he died, I don't really know. Something happened to him, he just disappeared. But you got his sword, so it doesn't really matter. As in other games, you know, you escape through the sewers because you're trying to get to the church. And along the way, you find the big treasure key, and you're like, awesome, this is wonderful. As soon as I get Zelda's safety, I'll go back to that, also, I didn't mention it, we just found a treasure room. That is awesome. Let's drink some of these potions. Heal ourselves up. Layla, imbibe with us. Drink the X potion. It's delicious. It's delicious. Drink it down. Silent Bee. Okay. Phoenix down. That's useful. Golden Needle. What is a Silent Bee? You know, it sounds like one of those items that you can use over and over again. Let me give that... She's got the dragon bean. I forgot about that. Layla, you're not going to use that. You're not going to use that ancient sword. Let's put that away. It might be time to send that to a museum. It belongs in a museum. What was I talking about? I forgot already. Oh yeah, they found the treasure chest. The treasure chest key, and you're like, okay, cool. I will use this as soon as I get Zelda's safety. I'll go back to the guardhouse and go open up the treasure chest. So you do that, get Zelda's safety, go to the guardhouse. It's daytime. You've got a sword. The world is beautiful. It's interesting. You're like exploring. You're like, this game is awesome. I'm so glad I got a sword and got past that crappy first part. Let's go get our next treasure. Go in the guardhouse. Go down that basement floor. Key doesn't work. And you're like, this says the treasure chest key. This opens the treasure chest. What am I missing here? Well, as it turns out, the sewers are considered their own dungeon. That treasure chest key you found in the sewers is for the sewers treasure chest. So you don't have the guardhouse treasure chest key. You have the sewers treasure chest key. And guess where you can't now get to? The sewers. Because the only way to get down there is to push that good old ornamental shelf. And you gotta have Zelda to do that, and she ain't gonna join you again. So if you don't know to save and quit your game as soon as you get the treasure chest key, you miss out on that treasure entirely. And it's the boomerang. That's a good thing to have. Why would you ever think to do that? You find the treasure chest key in the sewers right before you leave the sewers. Like, it's in the second to last room. And you find it. Not the second to last room. Third to last room? It's close to the end. And you're like, okay, well, fine. I'll just take care of Zelda. We'll be done. You know, I'm almost out of here. We'll just go back. Why would you think to save your game and quit? Why? It doesn't make any sense. And the only reason that works is because the game then defaults you to the last major entrance to a dungeon you went into, which is the beginning of the sewers. That's the only reason it works. I'm just so, like, that's such anti-player behavior that it's, ooh, it needles at me. It really needles at me. Make matters worse. This is the strange kicker to it. If you got that right, if you got the blue boomerang, you then can't get the red boomerang. They're mutually exclusive to each other. So one way or the other, you can't have a perfect game. Unacceptable. Can't have it. Does not work. It's just like, it's so frustrating. And it's not the case in the remodeled version. Which is, again, why I would say, if you want to play Legend of Zelda Parallel Worlds, you're probably going to be better off playing the remodeled version. It'll be a lot less of a headache. You'll be a lot less frustrated at the end. And you'll be able to enjoy what's good about the game, namely the environments and the truly impressive work they put into making the game, like updating sprite work and like just, oh, there's so many things about that overworld which is great. It's the same again. It's that same sense of tragedy I feel about Chrono Cross, where I was like, Chrono Cross is such a beautiful game. It's got beautiful music. It's got some touching moments, and like the combat system is interesting and varied, and then the plot is just garbage. It's just like, why couldn't the people who worked on this part of it get a better game? Like, why is this the game they're saddled with? Whatever. I'm sure there's some people out there who like it. I have no doubt that some would disagree with me, because that is always the case. And what I'm saying is subjective. You know, it is entirely reasonable to object to someone's subjective opinion. But it is my subjective opinion that the original Parallel Worlds can use some work. I talked about that for a long time. I'm sorry. Started just yammering about. I was just playing it before I started streaming, so still thinking about it. I'm in the first dungeon of the Dark World, or the Icy World, which is Rauru's Ruins. Guess what one of the first things you do in Rauru's Ruins is, after passing through the requisite dark room, of course, you then fight the frickin' Helmasaur King, the boss of like the Palace of Darkness in Link to the Past, the one with like the big mask, the helm that you break with the hammer. You fight him in a small dark room with fireballs shooting at you. That's the first thing you do in the temple. Ugh. The second thing you do in the temple is walk through a dark room filled with spikes. It's just... It could have been great. And maybe it is great on the remodeled version. We'll see. I mean, I'm probably going to play that after I finish the... I don't want to just throw it away, though. It seems a shame. What can I throw away instead? Use this. Use this. There you go. She didn't get to drink with everybody else earlier, so she gets to drink now. Drain spell. Oh, hello, gentlemen. Ghosts. If I remember correctly, these guys can actually cast, like, death or something, so I'm a little concerned about them. Oh, good. That's nice. Got a first strike. First strike, y'all. It's Street Fighter 1. Now I'm thinking about Street Fighter 3. I've never been someone who really played many fighting games, honestly. But I've always loved watching them because I really like sprite art. And a lot of fighting games have really cool sprite art because the sprites are so big. Street Fighter 3, like the first time I saw it was actually in a bowling alley. I was like, I was not bowling for some reason. I wasn't bowling. I was just at the bowling alley. And so I was like hanging out in the arcade section, and if you've never seen the Street Fighter 3 arcade like eye catch, it's really flashy. It's like all these like really interesting pictures like kind of flashing around, and like text shows up every once in a while, so it like really grabs your attention. And who wants to learn Drain? What do you have? Ray, what do you have? Everybody's magic is too full. I don't actually like the fact that I've got so many spells for characters. Drain's a good spell, but I don't know if I actually want to give it to anyone. You know what? I'm not gonna. I'll just keep it. Or I'll sell it, rather, when I get back down. I mean, it's a shame, because that's a hard spell to come across, but I don't actually want to use it for anybody. What was I talking about? Dragon Quest? Street Fighter 3. That's right. Yeah. So, you know, because of this flashy eye catch, I walked over there and I started looking at it, and I was just blown away. Like, I want to say, at the time of its creation, Street Fighter 3 had more frames of animation per action than, like, it had a higher frame rate than, like, any other game on the market or something like that, in terms of, like sprite animated games. It was something like that. It had some sort of not reputation, award, but my brain is not firing all cylinders right now. It had a reputation that it had like more frames than anything else, and boy, you could tell, man. It just, like, you watch and you're like, this doesn't look like gameplay footage. This looks like a cutscene or something. Because it was just so, like, smooth and fluid. And it was smooth and fluid and, oh, hey, Four Mall Bros. How y'all doing? Didn't know you guys were gonna be here. Oh, no. This could be a problem. It's a lot of Marlbors. Marlbors. Moleballs. Morbors. Yeah, it just didn't look like gameplay. Oh yeah, and if you've ever played the I think it's the Super Nintendo, maybe both actually. It's one of the versions of Shaq Fu, the game Shaq Fu. That game actually looks really, like, smooth, and, like, it has a good look about it. But what they didn't understand in that game is that they couldn't increase the frame rate itself enough to keep up with the animation frames. And so, like, there was, like, tremendous input lag because you had to wait for the game to to play all the frames. So, like, every move felt like you were kind of moving through molasses. Like, nothing was punchy. Har har. None of the punches were punchy. Because, you know, there were, like, 5 frames of the fist slowly traveling towards the enemy's face. And, anyway, Street Fighter 3 doesn't have that. Street Fighter 3 is fast, it's punchy, but it's also beautiful. Beautiful. So, like, the GameStop, the GameStop, it's not a GameStop, the game shop I go to, retro game shop that I go to near my house, has an arcade machine of Street Fighter 3. And sometimes I just, like, watch it. Just, like, go over there and just kind of, like, stare at it. People probably think it's like, I'm wishing I had a quarter or something, but no, I just want to watch it. I'm just staring at the machine. It's like, oh, it's so cool. Look at that beautiful footage. Oh, it's so good. Speaking of Street Fighter, I think I told you all this, but I can't remember because it's been like over a week since I streamed. I don't know how people that stream infrequently keep up with anything they were talking about or doing. Like, kudos to people that, like, can maintain a line of thought about what they were doing last time when they haven't streamed in, like, a week. Because it's like, I don't remember. I don't remember what I was doing. Anyway. I don't remember what I was saying. I completely lost track of my thought there. Oh, yes. That's what it was. The other day, I was shopping on the website for the game shop that I go to. And I found a copy of Fighting Street for the TurboGrafx CD, I think. Which I believe, I don't know for sure, but I think Fighting Street is the TurboGrafx version of a famous game. Specifically, I think it's the TurboGrafx version of Street Fighter 1, which I have never played before, but I've heard of many times. And so I was very excited. I was like, I want to get this. I'm gonna drive over there right now and get Fighting Street. It's gonna be wonderful. They didn't have it. There's a glitch on their website. was really sad. I was like, oh, I wanted to play it. I wanted to see Street Fighter 1 because I've never even seen it in an arcade machine. I've never seen Street Fighter 1. I've only ever seen Street Fighter 2 and 3 and 4, I guess. Yeah, the ones afterward. It was so sad. Is this a walk through walls thing in here? How do I get down there? How do I get there? Huh? Huh? I remember being really weirded out though when I saw Street Fighter 3 in how I didn't recognize most of the characters. Because there were so many iterations of Street Fighter 2, you know? Like they kept remaking that game over and over again. And I just assumed that that was how the Street Fighter games were, is that they just, okay, well, it's always the same game with like one new person or whatever. To go all the way around here again, looking for some sort of entrance to this. There we go. And in Street Fighter 3, that, like, I think the only carryover characters are like Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li. I think are the only characters that are carryovers from the previous game. So like it's a pretty wide new cast, and honestly, I like the fact that like a lot of the new characters are from different places. Like I remember when Soul Calibur 5 came out, and they did kind of the same thing, where like they had like Siegfried and I think Xianghua maybe. And like no one else, like everybody else was new. And I was, but what was annoying was that they were all like, kind of like someone else, you know? It's like the game design, or Namco was like, we want people to still be able to like play in the way they used to. We just want to have new people. And so they just kind of like made like clones of everybody. And I was like, this is, if you're gonna make clones, just bring back the old characters. You know? So like, at least with Street Fighter 3, it's like new people. Mini spell. Alright, Ed, Mini. Congratulations. You have a spell you're probably not ever gonna use. What's up here? What is this? Am I almost done with this dungeon? I gotta go sell some crap off. Got too much stuff in my inventory. It's like I want to hang on to the weapons because I feel like they're going to be worth a lot of money, but I don't know why. I've got plenty of money right now. It just feels bad throwing away weapons. That is one thing about this game, is that like, as much as I have advocated, you know, how you can like make your own character types and like you can choose so much about it, it does mean that sometimes you're going to find really cool stuff that you just can't do anything with. And you're like, oh, this is so cool. See you later. You know? Like, what a cool thing. Bye. But that's just a sign that you need to be resolute about your decisions. And so you have decided early on what this character is going to be, and you stick by that. That's what I say. But it doesn't mean you wind up in situations where you're like, oh, this thing's cool, though. I want to use it. Like, I got that flame spear. It's like, oh, I want to use it. I love spears. Why does nobody use a spear? Oh, right, because I always use a spear when I play this game, so I gotta use something else every once in a while. Alright, yeah, let's throw away some of this stuff. Buy power staff. Buy flame spear. Buy, I really don't need those. Get out of here. Just throw it away. Buy drain book. Buy ancient sword. I love you. So sad. Oh, cool. What a gift. Definitely worth throwing away the ancient sword. Glad I got those 4 potions. Everybody get drunk. Everybody get drunk on do you think potions in video games are alcoholic? Seems like they would be, doesn't it? Something about it always kind of made me think that they were alcoholic. Although, truth be told, oh, she's got 777 HP. How lucky. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, I like how they presented the potion machine as though it was like a Coke machine. I liked that. I thought that was cool. I always really liked seeing the potion machines. It was like, huh, that's funny. Because, I mean, in like potions in general are one of those things that you're just kind of very hand-wavy in video games, you know? Like, I remember when I was watching Pro Jared play his Final Fantasy 1 playthrough, which has been many years now at this point, but still worth it. That was a great playthrough. Go watch that if you like FF1. He does a wonderful job with that game. Anyway, like that was one of the few YouTube shows that I was actually like watching and like looking forward to every day. Like, and he didn't even put them out every day. I was just like that excited. I was like, I want to see it. I want to see more Final Fantasy 1. I'm so excited about this. Just like, that was one of those things where it's like I learned what time he normally uploaded his videos so I could be there as soon as it started. So excited about it. Anyway, he would regularly have like 99 potions on him. You know, just carrying around like 99 potions. What would that be like? Like I had this mindset of I never drew it. I wanted to draw a picture of like chibi versions of because in that playthrough, Jared was a thief, PBG was a fighter, Space Hamster Jeff was Joof that he was Joof the magician, Joof the black mage, and Ian was a white mage. And I had this mindset of like a chibi picture of like PBG like valiantly leading the way, and behind him was Jared, like I don't know, like sneak, or maybe Jared's in the front like sneaking and looking for traps or something, and like PBG's like blundering his way forward, and Jeff is like maging it up. No, Jeff's next, and then last you have Ian like with a little like red wagon filled with like crates of like potions, and he's like drinking a potion and dragging the wagon along after the others. I think it would be funny. I think it would be a funny picture, but I just never got around to doing it. But like, just imagine carrying that many potions. Like if you assume a potion is even the size of like a test tube, like even if you're generous and you assume a potion is like just a test tube, still 99 of those. How are you gonna carry 99 test tubes on your body? Glass test tubes, because it's like medieval times. It's not like these things are gonna hold up if they start clanking together. It's just like it's so unrealistic. It's ridiculous. But I always do like when someone tries to explain it in a game. You know, it's like, oh, well, these are our potions. They're like small, and you can only carry so many of them. It's like, yeah, well, you're getting closer. Or like, I never really watched the show very much, but from what I understand in Naruto, the author decided on the whole like green vest look because they were trying to come up with what a modern take on ninja outfits would look like. Like he didn't want to make, you know, traditional black mask and the chainmail vest and all that stuff. He didn't want traditional generic ninja. He was like, okay, I'm gonna actually try and think about what a ninja is from square one. And one of the things he included was like this like special pockets on it that allow you like pull out scrolls. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. So you're making like you're defining the form of the clothing based on utility. That is actually very in line with how ninjas operated. Like they were all about using what you had because they had nothing. It's like, we have to fight guys that have everything. We have farming tools. So we gotta make this work somehow. Honestly, that is one of the things that's really interesting about like a lot of Japanese like weaponry and implements, and like how the fact that they were on an island with relatively small amounts of like iron, I guess, like small amounts of like metal deposits, shaped their perspective on war, as compared to like the Western world, where we had bronze and iron and like all these materials. So like, you know, we didn't really put a whole lot of emphasis on making weapons. You know, we were just like cranking them out, and so our weapons were kind of like crappy. Oh, hello. There we go, crystal rod. Wonderful. That's what we came. Aspel. It's the Aspel spell. It's the Aspel spell. I want that now. Give it to me. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I would get that here. Yay! I have the Aspel spell. Yay! I was actually like bouncing in my chair as I said that. Yay! Aspel spell. What are you? I don't care about that. But I have the Aspel spell now. Yay! Okay, calm down. I'm sick. I gotta remember that. I got really excited about that. I've got a big stupid grin on my face right now. Alright, get us out of here. Get us out of here, Maria. What was I even? I completely forgot what I was talking about because I'm just happy about the Aspel spell. We can walk that one. You can walk that one. What was I talking about? I was talking about like cart, man. What was I talking about? Ed, can you just... It was... Exit. Exit works. Here. There you go. Get us out of here. No, it's gone. I know I was talking about something about Naruto and form over function. Oh, weapons. Yeah. So, like, Western weapons, you know, I hate to say it because I like Western weapons, but they're... I mean, it's not like a religious ceremony like some katana makings were. You know, it's like some in Japan sometimes it was almost like some sort of course the first thing I run into is undead monsters that I can't use Aspel on. Boo. You know, it was like they would like purify themselves and they would abstain from things that they thought would make them unclean while they were making a sword. You know, it's like, it doesn't sound like, to my Western ear, it does not sound like a religious rite to, like, make a weapon. You know, it's like, oh, you just pour some steel into a mold and then you hammer it for a while and you give it to the soldier and then you do the next one. You know, it's like there was none of that. I mean, I'm sure that there were some very fine swords made in the Western world, but I think, by and large, it was seen more of a trade that you would do. I mean, we called them blacksmiths, you know? And that's because we had materials. If you messed it up, whatever, melt it down, we'll make another one. It didn't matter as much. And it still mattered. You still lost materials, but... okay, I think I can use Aspel on these guys. Prepare to get Aspel. Do it. Do Aspel thing. Do Aspel spell. Yeah. Do. Steal their MP. Do. So excited to have this. Yeah. Give me your... Yeah, baby. I got so much MP from using it once. Level 1 got me 30 MB. Yes, I love the Aspel spell. Oh my gosh, the world is my oyster now. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I can cast magic with impunity. Only me, only Mo can do this. But I can do it. Oh, it's wonderful. What a good day. What a good day today is. Oh, and after all that time I was oh, yeah, cool. Good job, buddy. You exploded. You did it. Give me some more MP. Give me some of your MP, boy. Give me your MP, boy. Oh, or die. That works too. Nope, maybe. Nope. Gonna get stabbed to death by beautiful women. What a bad way to go. That reminds me of something from, oh, hello, gentlemen. Did I save? Didn't save. Kill them. Use all of our strength on them. Kill them. Kill them. Things got really serious once I realized I didn't save. Why didn't I do that immediately? I was too excited about Aspil and thinking about religious rites for weapon making. Kill them. Use your powers. Use your strength. Destroy them. You don't have Aspil, so you can't do that. Earthrum. Yes. I'm like scared now. I don't want them to kill me. Because I want to keep Aspil. I'm sort of irrationally scared of mantis monsters in Final Fantasy games because of the one from Final Fantasy III for the SNES, which is really dangerous. The one from the SNES one is like really, really dangerous. He can like wipe your party on his own pretty quickly. I mean, if you're unprepared. Like, I mean, they're not like the Tsar Dragon or anything like that, but they're dangerous, especially if you're like unprepared. So, Silent B. I don't know what this does. Oh, it casts mute. Makes sense. Probably like Silent Bell or something. That's kind of a cool idea, though, isn't it? Like a bell that you ring, and you can tell it's like actually ringing, but no sound comes out. And yet, at the same time, it's like absorbing all the sound in the area. That's cool, right? I think that's cool. I like magic stuff like that. We use the Aspil spell some more because we're still really excited about it. I think we're okay. I may have panicked a little bit there when I saw mantises and realized I didn't save. Give me OMP. Yes! So good! Oh, it's so good! It's so good! What a wonderful spell! What a wonderful spell! Saving right now! Yes, save, please do. Okay. We good. Oh, I was talking about Monty Python, right? Oh, hello, Vamp girl. I can't Aspil you, but I can introduce you to the fluffy pink clouds. I'm sure you'll enjoy them, madam. Or my lady friends will just stab you to death. That might also happen. You know, one of those two. Fluffy pink clouds, beautiful women stabbing you to death. Oh no, Ed's getting dumb again. Curses. Anyway, yes, Monty Python. There was a, in the movie Monty Python and the Meaning of Life, the movie kind of like is divided into a series of skits based on like different stages of life. And one of the last ones, unsurprisingly, is death. And the death skit starts with like a man running like desperately down like a road, and he keeps like looking behind him, and like, he's clearly running from something. And then from behind him, like I think there's like a voiceover that's like, this man is, you know, like Willis or something. I don't remember what his name was. I might give Drain to somebody. It might be better than I remembered it being. So let me get rid of those. Yeah. drops. We can heal that for the most part nowadays. I'm not gonna get rid of Phoenix Downs, nor am I gonna get rid of an Ether. Yeah, that's useful. I mean, my inventory's starting to fill up with these good old look at all of these key items that you can't get rid of. Why can't I throw it away? I don't need it for anything. It wasn't even for me. That was given to me to give to someone else, and they were just like, nah, brah, you keep it. I don't need an engagement ring anymore. I've got a dead fiance. That's way better. You keep my engagement ring. Ugh, I don't need this. Not even Gordon would take it. His own brother's like keepsake, and he's just like, no, I don't want that either. You keep it. I don't need that. It's fine. Yeah, so there's like a voiceover that's like, this man is Michael Douglas, and he has been sentenced to execution, but he was given the chance to choose his own means this man has been sentenced to death, but he was given his means of execution. This is what he chose. And then like from over the hill is like 10 women with like helmets and like elbow pads and knee pads and like bikini bottoms and nothing else. So they're like topless, and they just start running down the street at him. And he's just like running so basically he's running for his life from a swarm of women, a swarm of topless women that he has decided will murder him. He's like, I want to be killed by a swarm of topless women. And it's like, this is so absurd. And basically they just eventually chase him off a cliff. But anyway, hey, how you? Oh wait, I can't use this. Wait, what am I supposed to do with the crystal rod? I thought I was supposed to use it here. No. I'm supposed to do the crystal rod then. Crystal rod. Crystal rod. Crystal rod. Huh. Wait a minute, what am I supposed to do now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Huh. Hey. Yeah, I know, I already have it. Oh, the crystal rod. Can you tell me about the crystal rod? Item. Crystal rod. No? Say crystal rod. No? Mask. It's not a weapon it's not a weapon. It's like it's a key item. What am I supposed to do with it? Crack the seal. Oh. So now I'm supposed to use this to crack the seal on Ultima? Yeah. That's the way I said. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go back to Finn. Hey, what are you doing over there? Shifty dude hanging out in the bushes. He's like, what? I'm learning bush magic right now. Leave me alone. Oh, come on, guys. Pudding, would you just... Okay, yeah, see, do that. There you go. Perfect. Pudding is just like, we're gonna get them, right, guys? Guys? Where did you go? Why have you left me here? Drain him. Drain him of his powers. Do it. Curse him. Curse him of his powers. Yes. I'm so happy I got the Aspel spell. Sorry. Oh, she got smarter for that. Good job, Maria. She's like, look, I used magic on a slime. I'm smart now. Oh, hello, gentlemen and ladies. How are you? What if I fumigate your mantis while my ladies stab you in the face? How does that sound? Huh. You're like, well, that doesn't sound great, honestly. Ow!
See you later.
Fluffy pink clouds! Man, I don't even have to care about casting magic anymore. I can cast it. I actually don't even have to come out of the back row if I don't want to. Just cast all the magic I want. All the magic I want. Ed still has to think about his MP, but I don't. I don't. Feelings of superiority. I really can't see that Mantis is anything but Zorak, honestly. He's just got such a Zorak face. Such a Zorak face. I'm curious if anyone listening to this can recognize that my voice sounds different because of COVID. Because I do think it sounds a little bit different, personally. It's slightly different. I'm hoping it's not a permanent, but I don't want to fight you guys. But I will. What if I just cast death on you all? What if we just toyed with you for a little bit? Drain them. Drain them of their powers. Toad them. Curse them. No, I got one of them. Nice. Good job, Layla. There you go, lady. Nope. 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 Yeah. I didn't figure. Alright, now we'll kill him. It's wasted time otherwise. Now we'll kill him. Death to you! I explained where that's from, right? It's a Katamari Damacy reference. I say, death to you! Oof, I'm a little sweaty. I might have actually overexerted myself streaming. How's that for physically fit? Whatever, I'm sick. It's fine. I've got the plague, okay? I actually did wind up overexerting myself last night cleaning my one-bedroom apartment. Because I hadn't really done anything to clean up since I've been sick. And I was just like, I hate living in squalor. And I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna clean my house. And then by the end of it, I was like sweaty. I was like, I hate being sick. I'd like sit on the couch and drink water. Oh, I joke. I know. I'm very lucky. I'm definitely one of the lucky ones. I've not had a severe case. My whole family's gotten it too. I gotta tell you, I was real scared when they did. Because my mom has a history of bad news with respiratory viruses, so. Princess Hilda, we're back. We got the thing. Hang on, I'm gonna save first. I'm back. I'm gonna save. Save game. She's like, oh, you got the crystal rod. No, I got the Aspel spell. What's the crystal rod? Hey, man. What about you? Mysidian's secrets are nigh. No, they're not. They're in Mysidia. What are you talking about? Oh, thanks, dude. He's just a number 2. I'm waiting for the prince. Your Majesty. can enter the tower. I have a crystal rod. Look. Ta-da. No? What about you? Look, crystal rod. I got the thing. Crystal rod. Nobody cares? What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with it? We're not trying to remember now. Do I just go to the... Maybe I just go to the tower. One more thing I want to check. One more thing. Do y'all remember when I was coming here for the like for the liberation stream? We found that like mirror. There was like a mirror at the top of here. Something's telling me that there's something relevant about this mirror. Let me go check the mirror. I'll go up here. I don't know why this would have any relevance to anything at all, but mirror, mirror, crystal rod, brr. No, okay. Maybe I just go to the tower. I think I know where it is. I think it's in like that loop of stone out in the ocean. We actually passed south of it on our way back here, so go figure. But I thought I had in my mind that there was something else that needed to happen before I was supposed to go there. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Hang on. Ugh. Another unfortunate thing. Well, it's fortunate and unfortunate. The medicine that they give you to take care of COVID works very well. My doctor told me it's like it will significantly reduce the likelihood of hospitalization or death. I'm like, oh cool, I'll take that, thank you. It gives you terrible breath. It's a good thing I have to isolate myself. My breath stinks right now, and I can smell it. Like, just then when I coughed, I was like, oh no, oh it smells terrible. Thank goodness it's not coming through on my microphone. Thank goodness smell-o-vision hasn't been invented yet, because this breath stinks. Ugh. It's actually part of the reason I've been drinking a lot of like flavored fluids, like sodas mostly. Because I don't want to smell my breath. Like I'd rather smell the smell of, you know, leftover soda or whatever than the stink of this medicine breath, please. It smells so bad. Gentlemen, come on. Y'all know this isn't gonna work. We're gonna run away. We're just gonna try and leave you alone. Yeah, see you later. Bye, y'all. Alright. So yeah, we're supposed to go, like, over here, I think. I guess. This is where Ultima is. So we go over here. Oh, something's happening. A typhoon. What? Oh no. Ah! That's actually a pretty impressive effect. Where's Layla? Where? Oh. We lost Layla? Oh no, I hope she's not dead. Oh no, I liked Layla. I thought we kept Layla for longer than that. Oh. Also, where am I? Where am I? What is this? Am I like... Did I get swallowed by like a sea monster or something? What is going on here? These things are called bolt fish, so I'm gonna guess that they're not weak to bolt. But I don't know what they are weak to. Oh man, did we lose Layla? I hope she didn't die. I liked Layla. I know that some of the characters do die. I mean, Joseph passed already. We lost Joseph. And I know some of the other characters die. Like, I know there's at least one character that we're gonna get coming up in the future that I know you get him and then he like heroically sacrifices himself later. So I know he's gonna go. But I don't remember about Layla. I hope she's okay. I liked her. I was kind of mentally shipping her and Ed, so kind of want her to stick around. They have a good color chemistry. They look good together. I'm sorry to keep talking about it, but now I can taste my horrible breath. The stream's almost over, but I can't. We can't quit until we figure out, like, we find a save point. So I'm stuck down here until then. So I may have to actually go and get myself a drink just to get my stinky breath out of the way. This is what you wanted to hear, right? This is what all the people tuned in for. Hear me talk about my stinky breath. That background kind of looks like the third... Oh, nope. Yep, it heals them. They are strong to lightning. Well, I guess arrow it is. Did you get a thing? No. Fluffy pink clouds. Arr! Arr! It hurts so bad. Brr! Fluffy pink clouds. Yeah, the background though, it looks like that third level in Battletoads, which is usually as far as I would get in Battletoads. That was hard, man. That is a very uncompromising game in terms of its difficulty. It's like the first level is cool, the second level is less cool, still an interesting concept, but kind of a pain to play. The third level, int up, int down. But my int went up, my int went down, my power went up. I'm still super smart though. You see that 33 intelligence? Big brains! Big chicken brains! It's proportionately large to my chicken skull. Which is mostly filled with eyeball, but anyway. How's everybody else doing? Oh, I'm so much smarter than Maria. Oh, I'm small. He has an intelligence of 1. He has a soul of 60, though. His soul's incredible. That boy's got soul. Maria, I kind of thought you were smarter than that, lady. We gotta get you to cast some more magic. Oh! What? Oh, it hurts. Ah! Oh, it's probably supposed to be like stomach acid. Ew, I don't want to be here. Why are you here, Fish? I always think it's weird when you fight, like, fish on land in video games. You know? Like, even if this is supposed to be, like, a wet area, are they, like, jumping out of the water onto the land to bite us, and then, like... I guess they're just... Right now, they're just striking us with lightning, so they're not jumping out of anything, but... it's weird, they're just sort of like, we're fish, but we'll also attack you on land. It's like, I remember in Final Fantasy 2 or for the Super Nintendo, there's that part relatively early on where you go to like the waterway that connects Damcyan to what's that little the Oasis village? I can't remember now. Anyway, it connects the two deserts. And you like fight a bunch of fish there. Like it's all fish monsters in this cave. I remember thinking, it's like, okay, I get that there's water there, but why are there so many fish attacking us on the rocks? It was very odd. It was very strange to me, I remember. But this is weird. This is weird, these fish. I don't know about these fish. I don't want to cast these. Aspel. Just take their MP. I've been very out of it in terms of, like, how I've been playing Maria tonight. Like, I haven't been casting Berserk or any of my, like, buff spells. I've just been sort of like, no, she attacks. She is strong and powerful with sword arm. Yeah, give me your MP. Yes! Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's so good to have. Ah, the world is better because I have Aspel. Because I have the Aspel spell, the world is my oyster. Oh, we can find out how the drain spell works. Do it. Does it work well? Doesn't work as well as Aspel. It's so good. This is the, like, now you're seeing why I was so upset about not getting it before. Is that, like, it really fundamentally changes the way you can play the game. You can suddenly, like, use magic almost with impunity. You can use magic liberally. It's great. It's a spell that the game should give you sooner, frankly. I talked about that, I think, before. About how I think if I was going to try and improve this game, one of the things I would do would be to make more spells available earlier on. Just because, I mean, like, all the spells start off at level 1. It's not like having Holy early on would unbalance the game. It would just allow you to kind of get ready sooner. Like, you just start being able to use the spell earlier in the experience and kind of learn how it works better. I don't know, that makes sense to me. But again, I didn't make the game. And, you know, not every game is perfect. No game is perfect. Not even Chrono Trigger. I love Chrono Trigger. But you will never hear anyone say a bad word about Chrono Trigger, which I think is funny. It seems like no one on the internet will ever say anything bad about Chrono Trigger. Which it makes me happy, because again, I like the game, but it also has that kind of feeling of like that sequelitis feeling. You're sort of like, should we be able to talk about this game? Shouldn't someone be able to find some sort of critique of this game? It's like, no, bro, it's perfect. Nothing about it is wrong. It's like, yo, don't worry, I can take care of all the healing now. Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. I should just take care of the healing in the next battle. Spiral helmet. Well, that's interesting. Alright, defense 61. Alright, let's do it this way. 61. 55. Oh, her defense is terrible. 64, yeah. Why is her defense so bad? Oh, it's gold hairpin. Really? Oh. Well, that wasn't the reason why it was bad, then. I feel bad. So I don't have anything better for... Oh, I forgot she had the blood sword. That's also very important. Forgot she had that, but that's really useful. Just walking through stomach acid. It's fine. Just shake it off. So I've had kind of like a what would you call it? A heebie-jeebie feeling about like the concept of, like, I guess walking in acid, I suppose. That sounds strange. For many years, because of the movie Dante's Peak. It was a movie from, like, I think it was from the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, somewhere back then. But it was a movie about, like, it was like a disaster movie back during that time when, for whatever reason, all of a sudden all movies were about natural disasters. Just randomly, filmmakers were like, no, everything's going to be about disasters now. It's all natural disasters from here on out. So you had like that movie Volcano, and you had like 2012, which was actually quite a while longer, but just for whatever reason we suddenly started talking about nothing but disasters. And in this movie there's like a what was assumed to be an extinct volcano called Dante's Peak. And the protagonist, Pierce Brosnan, it was only the second movie I'd ever seen where he wasn't James Bond. So the entire time I watched the movie, I was like, "Oh, James Bond knows about volcanoes." But yeah, Pierce Brosnan was like a volcanic researcher, and they were there doing like a survey, like a perfunctory kind of survey. Like they didn't expect it, they didn't assume anything was wrong. They were just like, "Oh yeah, we just gotta check out Dante's Peak every once in a while and just make sure it's doing okay." And like they suddenly were like, these are strange readings. We better send these back to the home base. And well, as you might expect, Dante's Peak woke up and it started causing problems. And at first it was like an ash cloud, and then like what was really funny about it was like at the time that I watched it, when I thought of volcano, all I thought was mountain that spews lava. That's all I thought about. I'd seen it in cartoons. You know, it's like a mountain where lava comes out the top and just kind of spills down the sides. But this movie found all kinds of ways to make you super anxious about the concept of... We're kind of taking a lot of hits in this fight. I just noticed we're not doing that great in this fight. Movie made me like came up with all kinds of exotic ways to make you upset about the idea of a volcano. Like they had this one part where like this like vacationing couple were going to like a secluded hot spring, and like while they were there, the water temperature suddenly shot up because like a magma flow like surged up underneath, and so it suddenly became like super boiling hot, and they like boiled to death, which has absolutely stuck with me in my entire life, and I have never been to a hot spring as a result, because I'm like, no, it's gonna boil me like in Dante's Peak. There's another part where like there's the ash cloud, which just kind of like blots out the sun. Surprisingly, they really don't talk that much about actual lava flows. Like there were a couple places where there's like a lava flow incident. Mostly they were like driving down a road and there was suddenly a lava flow and they had to like steer around it or something. But then they also have this one part where like they're trying to cross a lake, and apparently like the sulfur content has turned the lake into like sulfuric acid. And so like they're in a metal bottom boat, and as they're going across the lake, the boat is starting to like corrode as they're like going, and so like there's this really tense moment where they're like they can see the dock, and their the outboard motor has like corroded away, so they're not moving, they're just kind of drifting at that point, and they're like taking whatever they have to kind of like paddle, but it looks like they're gonna go under, and then like the grandmother character like valiantly jumps out of the boat and pushes it to shore. And I remember thinking, it's like, oh no, just horrible mental image of like trying to like jumping into acid and like because like usually when you think of jumping into acid in like media, it's like, oh, they melted, you know, it's like you jump in the acid, you're melted immediately, you know, it's like, oh, you're done. It's like, oops, you threw the bad guy into acid and he melted. But in this, no, she was supposed to like stay alive for a little bit so she could walk to shore. So she was like walking to shore as her like legs were being eaten away by acid. Oh no. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, no, that poor grandmother. Poor Nana. Oh my goodness. Dante's, it's probably not that scary nowadays. It's probably just a woman jumping into water and being like, oh. I think that's really all it is. I think she jumps in and she's like, oh, and then she kind of pushes the boat. But in my young mind, I was like, no, Nana, your legs are being eaten away by acid. Did y'all see that casual use of Aspel earlier? I was like, oh, my MP's down to like double digits. Better use some Aspel, and like one cast of it brought me back up into 3 digits. Oh, it's so good. Maria, here, you can wear this. Put on this power armor. Oh, it's not as good? What? It didn't even raise my attack power. What does it do? Hang on. Alright, let's see. Stats. Okay. Alright, let's try it with it on there. Did it do anything? Whatever, you can wear it. You can wear it, lady. What the heck? None of this armor's good. Why did I get it then? I'm wearing the black robes. I'll just keep that. It's so weird. Is it like mermaid armor or something? Maybe I can I use it in battle? Hang on. Hang on. Alright, let's put away the dragon beam for a second. Oh wait, I can't do that. You can't use armor in battle though, right? Yeah. What's the deal with the power armor? I wonder. Maybe it comes with... That's a person over there. Wait, what? What? It's a village. What? Oh. This is the inside of the Leviathan's stomach. Oh. Is that so? Y'all just live here? Are you parasites? Sir, please. Thank you. Oh, look, that looks like the Dark Knight. Who are you? Are you a bad guy? Who are you? I don't know. Wild Rose? Huh? No? Bye. See you later. Who are you?
We too have been swallowed by Leviathan.
Okay. Got power bracers. Are these good? Better than what you had, I guess. Really underwhelmed, honestly. Move. Move. Are you're just the gatekeeper, are you? Who are you? Ultima. Oh, he said something. How do you know about such things? Ekume. Mysidia? He's been in Mysidia. Okay. You know with the masks? No. Okay. Mithril? No. This is a prime example of, like, I can't do a whole lot of role-playing here because I don't know who this guy is. Are you the... No, you don't know the warship. Do you know about airships? Who are you? Who is this man? Dragoons? Well, we responded to that. Dragoon, who are you? Hear you? Here's extinct. Everyone knows that. Well, fine. That's well. Dragoon? Do I have something I could show him? Oh, maybe the pendant. Pendant? No. Crystal rod? Oh. You came from Ultima. Oh. Oh! It's Richard of the Dragoon clan! Oh. A Dragoon? I wonder if he knows what's happened to his people. Richard joined! That's a good point. I wonder how long he's been here. Oh! Look at our dashing knight fellow! What can you do, Richard? Use a sword. Come on, dude, you're a dragoon. Why are you using a sword? Either use a spear or a gun. One of those two. Oh. What? What? Did it look like... Did he lose attack power when I took off his armor and then not get it back when I put it back on? You, sir, are a mystery. Whatever. Okay, cool. Welcome to the team, Richard. You're getting kicked out as soon as we find Layla. Look at this little girl. What are you doing, little girl?
You can escape when Leviathan's mouth opens, but a monster blocks the exit.
What about you? We were swallowed too. Oh, how long have y'all been here?
Will we be here for the rest of our lives?
I don't know.
The ship is so close, but none of us have been able to reach it.
Okay.
Well, Leviathan is a monster that protects the seal. You must have had a crystal rod too, huh?
Are there a lot of these things?
I've been trapped here for 10 years.
Okay, well, that tells us something. Wait, so there are multiple crystal rods? I thought it was like a legendary thing. Does he just swallow anyone that has a crystal rod? Like Leviathan's got a crystal rod, and you're like, I smell a crystal rod. Those things are delicious. I'm gonna eat that right now. Wait, actually, can I sleep in these beds? That'd be awesome. Can I sleep here? Can I sleep here? Can I sleep here? Sleep? Sleep? Can I sleep? No? Okay, well, moving on. Good thing I got the Aspil spell. Hello, sea dragons. I just noticed Richard only has 549 HP. He hasn't really been training while he was down here. Richard, this might be a challenge for you, my friend. Uh-oh. Cool sprite, though. Alright, Let's start healing people. Oh, my GeForce Game Ready device driver is ready. I'll have to get that afterward, or I'll forget. One of those two. Oh, my breath still smells terrible. Ugh. I know that's not something y'all need to know, but it does still smell terrible. Just, you know, in case you needed a refresher on how bad my breath smells right now. Wait a minute. Let me say that again. Richard, how much damage did you do when you fought that thing? Is Richard like a super powerhouse? 'Cause that'd be cool. No, I mean he's strong. I mean, not like a super powerhouse, but he's strong. He's not stronger than Maria. Wow. I kind of don't want to cure him because I want him to get HP out of this battle, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I've always had it in my head that like if you heal them, it takes away from that % chance that you'll, you know, get that HP boost at the end. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't want to know if it's true or not, but superstition or no, it's sort of like, I don't want to do it because I want him to get the boost. We'll see. He might die, though. We'll see. He might die. As I'm, like, totally curing everyone else in my party, he's like, they must not trust me yet. He's using his curative powers on everyone except me. Nuts. Okay, good. I was weak enough. Thank goodness I was weak enough. Alright, somebody bring Richard back from the dead. I don't know who's gonna succeed, so... Not Maria. Ooh. Ooh. Yay! He lives! Kill him. Yay! Nice. Nice job, me. Good job, me. Yeah. Yeah, good job, Richard. Ooh, an Orhicon. Orhicon. And a fang. Is that how it's usually spelled? Orhicon? Yeah, okay. That's how it's usually spelled. I thought it was like Orichalcon or something closer, but no, it's just Orchalcon. Orhicon. You know what I should try and get in the habit of doing is anytime Maria's HP goes down, I should just have her switch over to the blood sword. That would work way better. Alright, y'all, I gotta go get something for my breath. I'm sorry. I know that's gross, but I don't know how much longer this dungeon's gonna be. So, we're gonna go to a brief intermission. I'm gonna get something for my stanky breath, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. I have 7-Up. Hooray. The caustic lemon lime flavor will help with the caustic disgusting flavor. Ah! That just looks like seawater. Is seawater poisonous? What the heck? Ah. Hello, Boltfish. How are you? let's see. Go back. Mostly what I've been doing in here is healing, but I will use more Aspil. Happily use more Aspil. Yeah, it's a funny thing how, like, I was talking about earlier in the stream, how COVID hits people differently. You know, it's like there's this list of different symptoms, and it's like you just kind of get some of them. You know, you get like, you know, a little smorgasbord of certain different types of symptoms. And when I was filling out that form for my place of business, about, like, you know, the fact that I got COVID, they had like all of the different potential symptoms, and one of the ones that I've heard of in the past is loss of taste or smell. Unfortunately for me, that's never happened. It works pretty well, actually. The blood sword works pretty well. That hasn't happened, but this, like, bad breath thing feels like, I wonder if that's the medicine or if that's COVID that's giving me this kind of, like, gross taste in my mouth. Because, like, as soon as I take a sip of this delicious 7-Up Zero Sugar, it tastes normal. It tastes like what I expected it to taste like. But then if I just, like, you know, swallow it and then just sort of let my mouth sit for a little bit, there kind of comes creeping back that's like, stinky breath. Stinky breath's coming back. Coming back with a vengeance to make your breath stinky. It's very annoying. I don't want that to be. But fortunately, I am self-isolating. Meaning that no one can hang out with me anyway. Actually, that's another thing I should say. I have been using, like the Uber grocery delivery service. I had never used it before, but, you know, I can't leave my house right now, and so I needed food. And so I was like, okay, well, this was actually on, I think it was on Monday, when I was feeling really terrible. I was like, I need orange juice, but I don't have any because I just came back from vacation, or not vacation, from work. I need orange juice, and so I felt so guilty doing it. I'm like, oh, the Safeway is just like, you know, not even 5 minutes from my house, but I don't want to infect people. I hope they forgive me for this. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I know I'm being lazy by using this service and protecting the people around me, but I don't want to get you sick. And yeah, so I like ordered a half-gallon of milk and like a bunch of little orange juices, and like it got there in no time. It was pretty good. I think I paid a little bit more for it, as you might expect, but yeah, I was impressed, and so I've used it again multiple times since then. Since I can't leave my house, you know, I'm stuck here. And I live alone, so I can't exactly send someone else out. Yeah, it worked surprisingly well. Oh, nice. Yeah, give us those stats. Stats are nice. Love stats. I don't know why I got an HP boost out of that, honestly. I didn't take that many hits in that fight, but for some reason I got HP out of it, so yippee doodle. MP I could have understood. I used a lot of MP in that fight. I actually wonder if they give you Aspil right before this because this dungeon is sort of disproportionately difficult, because... Ooh, I got an Earth Sword. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Okay, hang on. Blood Sword. Nothing. Okay. Winged Sword. Blood Sword. Okay. Yeah, okay. Earth Sword is 69. Winged Sword is 59. Alright, yeah, use that Earth Sword. Cool. What are you using, Richard? Richard, what do you got? You got a Winged Sword. Okay, you're cool. We're gonna put some stuff in your inventory because we got a bunch of junk. Got a bunch of stuff. Use this fang. Have this fang and Phoenix down. There you go. You're set. Are you using a shield, dude? He is using a shield. I think he's basically. I mean, he's a dragoon. He's supposed to be like a knight in shining armor. Hype. Bet you there's more stuff on the southern side. Oh, I mean, there is, but I didn't have to go through the acid for it. Seriously, what is that supposed to be? Saliva? Oh no! Monsters! Oh. These things. Darn, I can't use Aspel on these guys. They're just gonna cast fire on us over and over again. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep, you tell us. Oh no. Low level damage over and over again. Ah, the true terror of the world. Don't do it. Don't cast low level spells on us. Well, they're not even low level spells, it's just multicast. Don't do it. Ah, the fear. No, it's slightly uncomfortable. What would that amount of damage be in terms of, like, ice? Would it be like being in a room with the air conditioner is maybe just on a little bit too much? Like standing too close to the air conditioner or something? Something like that. Alright, just kill them. Kill them. Death. Death to you. Oh, did you see that cool, like, golden brown sword? So good. That was one thing that I really liked about FF1 was like how you would get swords that had like really weird color combinations. Like you get a sword like that was like green on the handle and like orange on the blade, and it was like, oh, it's so magical. And they weren't, because none of the sword magic worked in FF1, but it still looked cool. You're like, oh my gosh, so cool, so cool. Ooh, excuse me. Another thing that's a little bit unfortunate about the timing of this whole COVID situation I'm dealing with right now is that as we are getting closer to the end of Spooky Month, soon we will be done with the Castlevania 64 series. If you don't know, on my regular YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/MoeChicken, I do standard Let's Play stuff. And for Halloween, I have been doing Castlevania 64. And we were kind of getting too close to the end there, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to put up more of them. So I just started putting them up faster. And let's see, hang on. Right, stats. Current evasion 799 with Diamond Shield. $99. Maybe magic defense? Alright, 558. Okay. Well. Yeah, diamonds are girl's best friend. Here you go. Have this diamond shield. I don't know why. It's cool. It's shiny, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so we were getting kind of close to the end of the month, and so I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna put up an episode every day. So I've been putting up episodes every day, so that we should be able to finish on Halloween, which is Monday, I think, right? Let's make sure of that. Halloween is Monday, yes. Wait, is Halloween on the 30th or the 31st? I can't remember. Anyway, we'll finish on Monday, which is the end of the month at the very least. I think it's Now I'm thinking about it. Is Halloween on a Sunday or Monday? Well, anyway, the short of it is that I will need to start putting up the series I was doing before October, which were Ocarina of Time, Battle Kid, and Secret of Evermore. And I think I'm good on Secret of Evermore, or I think I'm good on Battle Kid, and well, I know I'm good on Battle Kid because it's done. I recorded all of it in one go. But for and Ocarina of Time, I think I'm good on. But I think for Secret of Evermore, I don't have anything recorded, which means I need to record. But you know, right now I'm not feeling my peak right now. I might sound okay, but I was getting sweaty just talking earlier, so you know. I don't know. And I'm also kind of hesitant to, you know, do anything with Ed and Maria right now. Apparently, they the CDC reduced the amount of days you're expected to wait before, like, the amount of days you're supposed to isolate. Because I had heard it was like 2 weeks. So that would mean I wouldn't be able to see anybody for not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after. Oh, Richard, come on, man. Get up, you're not done yet. He's like, I am done, look at me. I'm sliding into home. My pants are full of foam. Diarrhea, come back. Richard, dead. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Apparently they changed it from 2 weeks to 5 days. And then after that, for like 5 more days, they recommended always wearing a mask around everyone. Even if you're like vaccinated and stuff. So I could probably record with them next week. Oh! Look at you, little friend. What are you doing up there? What's that little thing? Well, Maria, looks like you're gonna be the point woman this time because you're the only person in the front row, and Richard's gonna be just swinging his weapon around in the back row, I guess. Are you guys weak to bolt? So get yourself toughed up, Maria. She can give herself a little bit of aura. No, not on me. Not on me. All right, go back. A little bit of aura. Ed's gonna give her a little berserk power. And Richard, use that fang. I don't even know what this does. Use it. Maria. Oh, doggone it. I hate when aura's ineffective. Okay, yeah. I can use lightning on the back, guys. Oh. Well, that's potentially very useful. It's kind of a weird effect for something called a fang, though, isn't it? It's like, I hold up this fang and you're confused. I mean, that's fair. if in the middle of a battle, someone's just like, ha! And they just held up someone's tooth. You might be like, okay, what does that do? You know, it's like, you alright? What about it? Oh, it's a one use only though. Oh, I'm sad about that. Well, just swing your weapon then. Well, that sea dragon hit itself, so that's cool. Yeah, you give me your MP. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I love Aspel. Love Aspel. More of your MP. Give me all of your MP, creature. Give me your MP, creature. And I will use it for my purposes. Thank you. Yay, yay. Nice. Alright, oh, let's do this first. You go to the front too. Well, we'll all go to the front. Here. We'll all go to the front. Everybody get in the front. We're about to fight a boss. And I, as the resident magic man, with the big brain over here, will heal us all up. Yes. Yes, look at my large brains. My large chicken brains. I'm sorry, I'm just very proud of myself, and I have Aspel now, so I'm very happy about it. Yee. Hello, creature. The landworm? The landworm blocks passage inside Leviathan's mouth? What is this doing here? You're out of place, sir. I'm going to cast spells on you and figure out what you're weak to. My lady friend here is going to become berserk and stab you after a couple seconds. My beefy friend here is going to whack you in the head with a stick. And this other guy is also going to whack you in the head with a sword. So, there you go. Well, ice didn't do very much. What do you think about Bolt? So cool. Maria's so cool. Bolt didn't do much either. It is a land ocean worm, so maybe I can use arrow on it. We'll keep going though. Fire. That sword looks great, by the way. Oh, he's dead. Okay, never mind. We found out what he's weak to. It's Maria. He's weak to Maria elemental damage. Thanks, Maria. That's the boat. Get on the... So, do we need to bring all those other people back home? I guess we just go here. I did it. Alright, well, anyway. That's gonna be it for tonight. So, in tonight's stream... Nope, not that. In tonight's stream, we got Aspel. Which means everything is great. Everything is great. Aspel! Yay! Oh, hope y'all enjoyed it. It was a little bit of a long one, but it's good to be back, so I was happy to do so. So, will I stream this weekend? I don't know, honestly. Kind of depends on how I feel, but if I do, I will probably honestly play more of this because I'm kind of getting into it. I'm excited about like where we're at. We are kind of in the latter third. I think we might be in the last third of the game, honestly. Maybe once we get Ultima, it might be fair to say that. But I hope you're all enjoying it. And again, as I've said numerous times, I hope that anyone who is not familiar with it or has only seen the negatives of it, maybe is seeing this and being like, "Hey, this game looks kind of cool. Maybe I want to play this." Maybe so. Anyway, that's it for me. Also, actually, I should say something. If you do decide you want to play this, and you want like a easier time of it, they made a lot of changes to the was that the PSP or I think it was the PSP. It was either the PSP or Vita. I think it was the PSP release that like made a lot of things easier. That might be a good way to go if you don't want like a tough time. Like I like the difficulty of the original, but the PSP version, if it's the one I'm thinking about, is easier. So just a thought. Anyway, I'm the MoeChicken. This has been Final Fantasy II, and thank you for stopping by.